Hi guys, I'm here in Progreso, Mexico, watching, just looking at the streets of the border. So we'll see if some soldiers come by. There's been a lot of soldiers coming by, and their whole vans full of soldiers, which gives an indication as to the situation that's that we're experiencing here. Well, today I wanted to talk about hyperpolyglots, as today's topic is hyperpolyglots. And first of all, I'm not really sure if it's been defined what a hyperpolyglot is, but I would propose a definition of a person who is pretty much proficient in 7 or more languages. That would be a hyperpolyglot. Now, proficient means they can converse, and they have a fairly good comprehension. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are fluent in the sense of saying everything they want to say, but proficient. They can usually get by. Okay, so 7 or more languages. That would be kind of a working definition. And many hyperpolyglots are actually fluent in 7 or more, or actually highly fluent in 10 or more. So this is what we're watching, the arrival of our meals here. This is a caldo tlapeño. You have to, if you don't know this type of soup, you have to come to Mexico in order to taste a caldo tlapeño. Okay, it has all kinds of things. Garbanzo beans and a nice chili pepper here. It's caldo tlapeño. Okay. Well, getting back to our topic of the hyperpolyglots, it's a well-established fact that there have been some very accomplished hyperpolyglots. Historically, one of the most outstanding is Sir Richard Burton, who knew up to 30 languages, and I think of those 30, it's safe to say he was fluent in more than 10. Okay, and then in the United States we have Mario Pei would be another example of a hyperpolyglot. He knew something like 50 languages, probably in varying degrees, of course, but I would say he was also probably quite fluent in more than 10 of them. So today I'm going to talk about a little bit about the hyperpolyglots on YouTube as part of my series. And I'm not going to mention others because there's other hyperpolyglots that can be mentioned in other contexts. But I thought today I would mention Laoshu, of course, who never ceases to learn new languages. He has this enormous appetite for learning languages, and he's always delving into these highly exotic languages and finding materials for languages which are usually just spoken in a tiny area or something. And though you're bound to make a lot of mistakes when you cover a wide range of languages, because language learning takes a lot of time, still, even with the languages he doesn't know quite so well, what he's doing with them is truly remarkable. And then we have Loki in Belgium, who got a head start on language learning. I think as a child he already learned several Chinese languages, and he learned French, and then he learned Dutch as a child, and so forth. But not everybody has that exposure goes on to learn many different languages of their own free will. And he definitely has done that with some very impressive results. The impressive result of his, what I find an impeccable accent in all the languages he's studied. And I think now one of his latest videos he's speaking in Turkish, and what to my ear at least seems like a very fluent Turkish. And then we have Steve Kaufman, of course. We can't make this video without mentioning Steve Kaufman, who's fluent in about 10 languages. And the great thing about Kaufman is he's also theory. He's practice, which is having learned the language, but he's also theory. He has a lot of theory as to how to learn language, and there's a good concordance between the theory and the practice there. And I've learned a lot from his theoretical ideas about input and so forth. I mean, you can the theories you put into practice, and I've had some very positive results. So definitely check out Steve Kaufman. And then to wrap things up today, we should mention Alexander Arguelles with his reading knowledge of a vast array of languages in his recent video. It's on Asiatic languages, and his technique of shadowing, which I haven't really practiced, but there again we have there's something there you can try to put to the test and see if it works for you. Okay, so these guys, I think, in their own sphere are becoming like celebrities, and if you haven't seen their videos yet, you should definitely check them out. Okay, and I don't think you'll be wasting any time. Well, goodbye, guys.
¿Qué pasó?
Salió, no sé, seguramente.